Hey guys, welcome back. Said I'd be back with another one. Like I said, it's not a review of a cologne or anything. It's about colognes and whatnot in general. I get a lot of questions. Not a lot, but I've had a few recently asking me how I afford all the stuff I get. I must fucking make $200,000 a year, you know? And the answer is no, I don't. And not just colognes. I've got a substantial video game collection. Old games from fucking Sega Master System, Nintendo, all the way up to my Xbox One, everything in between. Substantial movie collection, but they're cheap as hell now. Fuck, you can literally walk into a pawn shop and get like 20 for $5 now. So, but anyway, a rather substantial movie collection. How do I afford my cars? You know, I got a Charger and a truck, and the wife's got a brand new Civic, and you know, the house, and you know, and then she collects. Her what I call the hippie room, she calls it the spirit room, where she collects all these little knickknacks and Buddhas and crystals and incenses, and as you can see, little spirit things and chakras. I don't know if you can see that up there. There's a chakra picture. That's a picture she painted. She's a good painter. She collects painting stuff. So people have asked me, how do I afford all this stuff? I must be fucking, if not rich, fucking super well off. And the answer is quite honestly no. We don't do bad. Don't get me wrong. But the funny thing is the first thing I ask people is, well, or tell people, the first thing you got to have is a job. Now, that sounds funny because you think that's fucking obvious. How do you afford all this stuff? Well, I work for it. You'd be surprised. You'd be very surprised how many people will go, oh, okay. And that's the end of the conversation. They don't work or they don't want to work. And I ain't here judging anybody. That's whatever you want to do. I don't care. Or the next one I'll get is, you know, well, I work part-time down at the McDonald's. Ain't nothing wrong with that again. Done it. All that stuff. But my next piece of advice onto them is, well, while you're working part-time at the McDonald's or the Walmart or wherever, go back to school, do some night classes, work around your school schedule. These places are great for that. People think, oh, if I can't go back to school or I'll lose my job. No. Almost every place I've ever worked when I was in school or had other things to do were more than accommodating to that. So get yourself an education. Then you can get yourself a good job. And you can start making money. But that's still not enough. Let me tell you, you know, another thing is get a partner. A wife, a husband, whatever, it doesn't matter. Get yourself a partner who also works. Who has a decent job. One of you two, this is where it really gets people, because this is really hard to do. I know because I suck at it, and she's really good at it, thank God. But one of you two has to be able to manage a budget. You have to be able to. She knows exactly what we make a month together. She knows exactly what we have to pay in bills that month. Then she factors in our average food cost, our average gas cost, anything else I don't know. That's how, you know, she's so good at it. But then she factors all this in. And after, this is, you know, let's just use a round number. We make $3,000 a month. We pay $1,500 in bills a month. That leaves us $1,500. $300 on food. You know, and these are just numbers. I don't know what the actual numbers are. But anyway, when she's done everything, she's okay. Everything's paid off. Everything, you know, like the fridge is full. The cars are full. You know, she puts money in a an emergency account, and you should always have an emergency fund, guys. An emergency fund doesn't mean I need this bottle of cologne or that action figure or that movie or that game or, you know, always have an emergency account. Even if it's not big, guys. $10 a pay, put it in an emergency account. She takes money out for Christmas in a Christmas account all year round, and you know she's very, and she tells me at the end of every month or end of every pay period, it's every week for me, every 2 weeks for her, but she tells me exactly, almost to the penny, you have $300 this month. It's yours. Like, that's your money. You know, we've got money in the bank, bills are paid, the emergency fund, you have $300 this month. That's it. No more, no less. So I'll take that, and generally I'll hold on to 150 or half of, you know, whatever, half of whatever I have. And I'll spend the other half. Get a cologne, a couple colognes, you know, maybe I'll buy a shirt, hat, whatever. Game. Learn to budget. One of you have to budget. Because believe me, I know I am the worst person with a budget. I understand the feeling of I work for my money. I'm going to enjoy it. There's times we don't have money after we pay everything. You know, it's like, well, you've only got $50 this month. It happens. You know, and then there's times, like I said, where, okay, we've got an extra fucking $3,000 this month. It happens. It's a blessing in disguise. I wouldn't say in disguise. It's a blessing to have money. It really is. I mean, like I said, we're not loaded. We ain't rich. People think we are, but we're not. She's just really good at budgeting money. Do we fall behind sometimes, like everybody? Of course we do. You know, I mean, she ain't perfect, and I'm damn well not close to perfect. So, you know, sometimes she forgets a bill. Sometimes it's a rather large bill. Maybe it's a medication that she forgot to factor in. Maybe it's she forgot that, you know, I have an appointment to get my couple new O2 sensors or something on my car, with, you know, $600 that she's forgot. It happens. But that's where the emergency fund comes in. So always have an emergency fund. She's very good with that stuff. That would be a big tip. Another tip is don't overlook flea markets and thrift shops. I have found colognes cheaply, sometimes not cheaply. Some people, you know, it's $150 new, so I want $120 for it. It's half a bottle. You know, some people are like that. It's the way it goes. But don't overlook thrift stores, flea markets, yard sales, estate sales. You can find good stuff. Not just colognes. I mean, I talk about colognes because that's pretty much what my channel is. But like I said, I collect and collected many things: comic books, action figures, video games, movies, colognes, hats, shoes. I've collected a lot of things, and I've gotten a lot. So don't overlook them. They are 90% of the time you're not going to find anything. That doesn't mean don't stop going. Go as regularly as you can. It's hard here because there really isn't any thrift places in this little city. But when I lived in the bigger city, I'd go to the thrift stores. We'd have half a dozen of them at least. And a flea market on every Sunday. And I would go every Sunday. And I would go to the thrift stores at least once a week. I try to get in 2 or 3 times a week. And like I said, 90% of the time I wouldn't leave with anything. But that's part of the game. Part of the fun, too, is kind of hunting for this stuff, you know. Thirdly is trading, swapping, online or in person. Be careful online. There are a lot of people out there that'll... If a deal is this is a piece of advice as old as time. If a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. So if somebody's offering you a fucking Tom Ford or a Perfumes de Marley or a Creed for your bottle of fucking Dolce & Gabbana, the one, chances are you're going to send that through the mail and never get what you wanted. So be careful. I've been burned. It happens. It's part of the game. It's more better to swap in person if you can. But swaps and trades and things like that, they help out a lot too. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, guys. I can't give you much more advice than that. Don't be afraid of online either. You can get some good deals online. I don't generally shop online, but that's just because I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm a instant gratification guy. My kitty wants out, so I'm gonna finish this video. Come over and say hi to everybody. No? All right. I'm an instant gratification guy, so I generally don't buy online. I also appreciate the thrill of the hunt, like I said. Going around trying to find something. It's kind of fun to me. Even if it takes a year, I know I can get it online that day and have it shipped to me and get it in a few weeks. But I kind of enjoy the thrill of the hunt. I don't know what better way to say it. Yeah, so that's really it, guys. I mean, the keynote is, or the key advice: have a decent job, have a partner with a decent job. One of you be good with budgeting. Those three things, bang, and it will. Everything else will kind of fall into place. You'll learn. So yeah, I hope that helps. Yeah, I mean, not much else I can say. Peace, love, be good to each other.